Hi, kia ora whanau. We're out on the whenua. We've been cutting a bit of wood for the whanau over there, out to mow the lawns, and we're also just coming into harvesting the kumara. And so
these ones have been up for a while
we're just looking at.
If it rains or...
So it's about the sunlight.
Right. So if it does rain,
yeah, so you got
should we take them out?
got 2-3 days of sunlight after this one. No rain, so
Right.
it should be enough. But
Yep. So we just harvesting now.
Look at our kumara. Whee!
When did we plant these? Oh, November?
yeah, end of October, beginning November.
Yeah. So yeah.
You've got 2 lots, have you? How many have you got?
This one, and the one over there.
Oh, 3.
Try
3
to
beds.
dig down, Josh, into it rather than breaking it. So we got that one. We're gonna do this one and that one. There's one down in there as well. So yeah, and
So these are... You still want these ones out, Haley?
Yep. Look at that. I've been working on the orchard, hapai, and we actually might end up having down in here a nice flat space. So we might put in a smoker down here for summer, because as you can see the shading. We're thinking about putting some more fruit trees along, just having a little walkway through. But we've got some more in here. So yeah. Right, harvest time now. The kumara, well, we've got a bit of sun over Easter. We're just going to let them dry out. I think they call it curing. Is it curing? It's curing, eh? They're drying out. So they are.
Yeah.
Yep. So I was here the other day.
I got mine. Where's yours?
Did these ones. So you see the difference in the colour? Just harvested, so they need to dry out. That's how you store them. They dried out. So. Hi, that's what we're doing. Oh boy.
How was yours? Quite good?
Ane whanau, here we go. So, here's the patch there, which are those big babies. And titeroki ki ngā kumara nunui. Right, mai taua mara. The back one, there. And this one here we only got a little bit because I actually only planted up there, but that grew. You remember the picture that we saw across there. And we've also got some potatoes out of there, out of this one. But this is you know, the clay soil I was talking about for a digless bed. So we'll just tidy this up. I'll break it down a bit further, put some more compost in. We had some tupu that were shooting, so I've actually replanted those. And I'll just have a bit out of here, but we're going to put in some broccoli. I'll put a bit of lime in, and we'll add in, I've got some more compost, add another layer of compost in, and then plant out this. And again, so October, so August, September, August, we'll start growing more tupu, and then I'm actually going to do this whole row kumara, and each plot, like this plot, the next one, I might do some different ones. So I'm going to do some golden ones. So yeah, we're pretty happy with that. It's our first trial of doing kumara up here on the whenua. So with what we did at home and here in this digless one, they seem to like it where they have the soft soil to grow in. Although in this one they did dig down into the clay, and same with that one, there wasn't enough soft soil on top. So that's the lessons for us. But we're pretty happy with the size of those. You know, so there's my whare, Josie and Joshua, and the aunties here, the three of them. So we'll, yeah, look at that. Really happy with that. So yeah, te Māra Kai o te Papakainga. We've just now harvested our kumara. What we're going to do now is just leave them in the sun to harden up. So if we store them now while they're damp, they'll rot. So what we're going to do is, for both the potatoes that you see just there, we're going to let them dry out for a couple of days. Even if the rain comes and just washes a bit of the uni off it. But we're just going to let them cure or harden up, dry out, which is what's happened with these ones I did the other day. See, that's kind of, it's dried out a bit. I can around this way, as opposed to this wet one. See, it's still a bit wet. So we're just letting them dry out, and then the new paper bags that we get in the shop, the shopping gear, so we'll pack them in that and then put them in a cool dry space. And going on the ones that we had in the Māra from Auckland, we ended up having enough kumara for a year. So this will probably see us through winter. I don't think we've got a year's supply here, but the idea being is that we're trying out things, experimenting how the whenua reacts to the different vegetables we put in. And between the kai at home and here, we're pretty happy with the way it works out. So yeah, we'll just enlarge it now to a whole kumara patch here. I'm going to probably put down a lot more potatoes as well, because we have some really good potatoes, but we just got to start planting out for our winter crops before the Queen's birthday in June. I believe that's what we were told last season. We can plant up until then, and yeah, so we'll just convert these back into our winter ones. You know, the greens, cabbages, kale, broccoli, silver beet. Yeah, all those types of kai. So in doing so, then half an hour we've harvested. Just going to touch up the soil. We're taking stuff out, so we put stuff back in. If we just keep taking, then ko mate te oni. So we want to put in things like blood and bone, and in the case for what we're going to be doing here, going from one type of produce to another, putting lime in, that activates the nutrients in the soil. If you've got seaweed, you can put that in, food scraps, type of stuff. So yeah, breakdown. And as you see here, we've got a bit of grass clippings in there, and I'll just toss that in. Yeah, anyway, anei te Māra Kai o te Papakainga. This is part of the Kaitaki Māra Kai project, backyard garden, and this is the Papakainga side of it. We're just working away at it, going into our into our second year of doing things. So as you transition from one season to the next, you think about soil health, you think about the nutrients in the soil, you think about what are you wanting to grow. And so already we've started, we've got some broccoli here. Remembering that this is our lead garden, so we're going to let that sit for this year. And we're going to plant out Once these dry out, we plant out in here, and we just progressively move down. And then each year what we'll do is when we come to the bottom, we'll replant in that one and let this one rest another year, and so eventually we'll have plots. And the way I'm going to probably do it is utilise these three different crops, so we're not just growing kumara or potato in it, because there are bugs that those types of produce might produce. So just try to break that cycle. We'll have a variation of produce growing in it, and then as we do the 7-year let it lie, we'll just add back food waste and all that type of stuff, which is what we're doing up there, but we've left Nana's rhubarb there, and we'll just progress down. And as we learn new things, we'll add to it. We're going to leave our strawberries there. I'll open that up soon and just let them die away. Once the tomatoes are finished, we'll pull those up and maybe put some beans in or something. But yeah, that's pretty good. And as I said before in my earlier clip, we're just tidying up the orchard so we can actually get to it. So you can see there's kai in there, and the fruit, there's fruit in those trees, but it's been smothered. So now we're just giving it a bit of sun, a bit of air, and again we'll put some lime and materials at the base, even some roku for our potato, our banana tree. And hopefully next summer we might have a green space down there where we put a smoker or something like that. But, right, we're here just to tidy up, do a bit of a harvest, as you've seen. Yeah, ana, he mihi tēnei ki a koutou e mātakitaki ana ki te kaitaki Māra Kai i te Papakainga o Josie Mā me te whanau. Ka hanga ngā mara e whangai te whanau e noho nei rungi te papa, te tuakana, ngā tuakana o Josie me te whanau e noho nei. Nā waira ka whakanuitia te mara mo te whanau te katoa e noho nei rungi te Papakainga. Tēnei taha o te māmaku me te tahi atu taha o te whenua a tuatua. Nā waira ka puta mai te Māra Kai mo te hāpuri, mo te whanau e noho nei rungi te whenua. Nō reira te whanau, tēnei te mihi atu ki a koe. Mo au tautoko, mo au manakitanga ki a mātou e noho nei rungi te kāinga. Ka kāinga tūturu o Josie Mā o te whanau nei. Hoi anō, he mihi tēnei ki a koutou. Mō koutou awhina, mō koutou kōrero, aki ki a mātou nei, I hoki mai ki te kāinga. Ai, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou.